case method is a pedagogic approach that puts the participant in the center of things. And it places that participant in a real-world setting where they don't have all the information and they don't know what to do, and they have to make a decision.
It's so important to have real-world learning when you're thinking about business concepts. You can't just read about theories in a textbook. You need to see how they play out and actually understand the thought process that goes into the business decisions and why leaders make them.
If you're spending all the time at 10 feet, you're not learning about the principles. If you're spending all the time at 30,000 feet, you're not learning about how messy the world is and about all the contradictions that appear when you try to apply these ideas. So the wonder of the case method is we operate at 10 feet in the case of a particular protagonist who's trying to think through a particular thing. But underneath it all, people are learning these underlying big ideas.
The case method really takes you into the minds of people who've been in the heart of a situation. It makes you think as though you were that executive or as if you were that person in that case. And that's been incredibly useful because it sort of broadens your mind a little bit and broadens how you would ordinarily think about a situation.
Part of what happens in a classroom that's characterized by the case method is it's decentered. It's kind of decentered away from the instructor, and it's participants talking to each other. And the wonder of the kind of online method that HBS Online has pioneered is that we're able to do that virtually because people can challenge each other and they can question each other.
I deeply believe that it's important to be learning with peers and with diverse perspectives because there isn't just one answer to a problem. And by tackling those problems with other people, you understand that there are different ways to solve it.
I think case method has two aspects. One is seeing something real, something sort of say tangible of the concepts. And the other aspect is also sharing with others and learning from others. You see yourself considering, it's not only the way I think, but then how would someone else do it?
Nothing really beats the case method, not measured as how fast we can get through the ideas, but as measured by how long-lasting those ideas are in participants' lives.
The fact that not only are they giving us frameworks during this course, but then also backing that up with live cases, with videos about people who've been in those shoes before, helps me actually relate it to my own personal and professional life and examples.
The most important thing about learning is when it's passive, it's just very hard for it to resonate. And so when we make it active, it just changes. And we can make it active by having a discussion, and we can make it active by having somebody do something that actually puts in practice the idea that we've been talking about. The thing that HBS and HBS Online does really well is it is a high input and high output experience. You give a lot and you get a lot.
The case study method gives you the confidence. If you go through it and you manage to absorb all the material that you want in terms of skills, learning, you go into the business world with confidence that you need.
It anchors your thinking. It makes you reflect on things that have happened before. And then later in life, you're reflecting back on that particularity because your own life now parallels it. So I think for all those reasons, it can become a very powerful thing both in person and online.